Welcome, everybody, to the greatest wrestling podcast in the world. This is the On the Ropes Wrestling Podcast, episode 100. Guys, I'm joined by some incredible panelists this evening. To my right, he's the man, the myth, the not-so-legend, Timmy Tap Out. Timmy.
Yep.
How you doing? How you doing, brother?
Good.
First time
to be here.
First time in the studio. And to my left, this is a legend. This is the man. Weighing in at 279 pounds. From Rantoul, Illinois. Duns the Muns. Duns, how you doing?
Good.
We're doing great. Guys, episode 100. We've done 99 others, and this is the one. This is 100. How you guys feeling about that?
It's taken a while to get here, but we made it.
We did it.
4 years in the making.
4 years in the fucking making.
But think about all the memories that we've had over the last 4 years. What are some of your favorites? Oscar, Tim?
Some of my favorite memories. Having Cody Rhodes on the show. That was a good one.
Yeah.
What about you, Tim?
I don't know. There's been too many to count. I can't really just think of one solo one. There's just been a lot.
Yeah.
What about you, Ray?
I would say Cody on the show is probably up there.
Cody on the show.
We've met a lot of cool people too, though. You know, throughout the 4 years, whether it be through World Class Revolution or Glory Pro in the beginning, or all kinds of different promotions that we've worked with. So I would say probably meeting the people that we've met and the road trips, the stuff like that, the long road trips. The bonds we've forged in Ray's now since been sold Green Charger. Yeah. But even before then we
survived an all-nighter in that one.
Yep.
Thanks to Tim.
You're welcome.
As we've mentioned in the podcast many times before.
Never again.
Yeah. Never again.
Never.
I mean, he'll be on the road with us again, but
Never.
we'll never trust him.
We'll never do a leave St. Louis, go to the show, watch the show, and then come back to St. Louis without any rest.
No, never.
Whatsoever.
I admit it was a mistake.
It was a mistake.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, episode 100. We're not holding anything back, so let's just be honest about how we felt about SummerSlam last night, guys.
Sucked.
It was disappointing.
There just wasn't a whole lot of big moments or surprises, and the matches weren't really that good.
Yeah. I mean, do you want to go through the matches? First of all, before we get even to SummerSlam, NXT Takeover, what did you guys think of that show?
I enjoyed it. SummerSlam for me was hard to get into, and I felt like it was opposite for NXT. NXT started off hot and just kept going.
Right.
Favorite match on the Takeover card would have had to have been Gargano and Cole.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
The North American title match as well was really good.
Amazing.
All of the matches on that card were amazing, but the top two for me were the North American title and the NXT Championship.
Of course. So. I mean, Tim saw the NXT Championship match defended.
Correct.
Yep.
Yes.
2 out of 3 falls. What'd you think? I mean, because you're really kind of you're slowly getting into NXT. You're not all the way there. You know, until you're like, I want to sit down. Until Tim's like, we're hosting NXT Takeover at my house. That's when you're fully.
Well, I'm starting to think we should, because NXT shows are always hard to follow. Like, you host a NXT WrestleMania weekend. Even WrestleMania doesn't really always live up to the expectations that NXT delivers on.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cold hard fact. NXT delivers. I feel like NXT never overhypes. So the delivery of all their matches,
they never overhype, so they can't underdeliver.
Yeah, that's what I feel. Whereas the main roster just fucking overhypes the shit out of everything, and then the delivery is just, as the Toronto crowd would say, bullshit.
Yeah.
So so Gargano, Adam Cole, amazing match. Do you think that's it for Gargano in NXT? He's going up to the main roster.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I think that it could be.
Could be.
I mean, what else is there for him? I mean,
I don't know. That's the question. Is there anything else left for him? in NXT at least.
I mean, winning the title.
I mean, he already won it though.
True. You can win it again.
Yeah, maybe. But you know.
But outside of that, there is nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing. So.
Right. Well, before we head into SummerSlam, I want to thank our beautiful, handsome engineer, Eric Wilhelm, for setting this all up. It was a pain in the ass, but we got it and we're going. And thank you, Eric.
You're welcome.
And if I could ask one more favor from you and flip over that screen right there for the camera right there.
Yeah.
That'd be perfect.
You want to see yourself? What's wrong?
That way we want to make sure we get all the good shots so that when
Clearly he doesn't know you.
Editing. You move it more towards me and Tim. Perfect. All right.
There we go.
That way we got Tim in the shot. We don't want Ray in the shot. Fuck Ray.
Oscar loves looking at himself.
Plus, this way, whenever Eric runs over, boom, perfect shot of Eric right there.
Right.
All right. Whatever you need me to run over, just let me know.
All right. Well, we're gonna do a little segment in a bit, but we'll get to it. So, anyways, SummerSlam, guys. Like we said, didn't deliver on the hype.
Right.
Where did it start? Was it the first match? Because I thought the first match was good. But that's what I thought. I thought it was good.
I thought Becky and Natalya was good, but it. I really didn't I didn't have high expectations for that match.
No,
in general. So I think that's why I liked it so much, is because I don't think it was really truly a great match. Like you said, it was good.
Yeah, it was good,
but it wasn't great. And I think that's why we were like okay with it, because for Becky and Natalya, like that was it. I was kind of hoping that Becky or Natalya would have came out with a win. Just because I think she's due, maybe, and I don't think it's going to be a long run. And I'm just kind of getting tired of Becky with the title.
Yeah,
I like Becky in the chase more than I like Becky on top.
Becky on top. No one likes Becky on top.
Seth does.
Yeah,
I've heard.
Yeah, Tim, what are your thoughts?
No, I agree with Ray. I think it was better than expected, especially since it was a submission match. I don't think they do too many of those, do they? They haven't done a submission match in years, but
Especially for women.
yeah. But any other submission match I've ever watched, it was kind of blah. It's just they're not really that exciting. But I thought this was good.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Only thing I didn't know was I didn't know the rules to the submission match. So I didn't know if there were rope breaks in a submission match. So that was kind of jarring, was not knowing. Because do you remember?
There should be.
There weren't.
Yeah, because when Becky and Natalya had went, she was doing that. What was she doing?
Sharpshooter?
No, it wasn't a sharpshooter. I guess it was originally.
Yeah.
And then I believe Natalya had it locked in, and Becky was in the move, and Becky had moved to the ropes and then went down and out of the ring, and so the ref was counting at that point. So yeah, I mean there was definitely rope breaks in a traditional submission match. There are rope breaks.
I didn't remember.
I don't know that.
Because they were when Natalya had the sharpshooter in between the turnbuckles on Becky, the ref looked like he was ready to are you gonna tap? That's what it looked like. So I'm just that's why the whole thing just kind of threw me off, because I just didn't make any sense. But
there was a point when Natalya was in the sharpshooter and she was right by the ropes, but she didn't grab it.
Right.
And then I think she had maybe rolled under or something. But at that point I was like, well, are there no rope breaks or what? So I was confused.
Yeah, I didn't know either. That was probably the more confusing part of the show for me, at least. But I mean, I thought it was good, and
3 stars.
I give it a 2.5. 2.5 stars.
I give it a 3.
5. Yeah.
I'll give it a 2.
2.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was the next match?
I was afraid.
I think it was
gonna ask that.
Ziggler and Goldberg.
Ziggler and Goldberg.
Yeah.
Didn't I say this was just going to be a match they were going to do just to waste time?
But
that's what it was.
I don't know if you agree with me.
I don't know.
But I think this was the perfect way for Goldberg to go out. No botches. He looked strong.
He looks strong.
And if we never see him again, this was the perfect match to end on.
Right.
But Do you think it's his last match? Because I don't.
I sure as fuck hope so.
I sure as, yeah. I agree with Ray. I hope so too. I sure as hell hope so. It better be.
You know, if he wants to come back and do like the little rah rah, here's the crowd, like whatever, okay. But he does not need to wrestle.
No, he does not. No.
I tell you what, the only match that I would like to see him come back for is Riddle.
Matt Riddle, that'd be
Yeah, because I want to see Riddle just destroy him.
Did you know that Matt Riddle was in the doing the SummerSlam watch along?
Yeah.
And he actually ran into Goldberg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that.
I'm not your bro.
I'm not your bro. We got some words.
Yeah.
We gotta, that was funny. So maybe
Or
down the
like
future.
you said, if he comes back, come back to put somebody over.
Matt Riddle.
Or, Drew McIntyre too.
Yeah,
Right.
Someone. Anybody at this point.
Yep. Give Riddle Lesnar and Goldberg. Same match.
Yeah, I agree. So, I mean,
I don't even know how to. I can't even really rate that match.
it was more like a segment. It wasn't a match.
I give it 5 stars. It's perfect.
5 stars if you hope like he doesn't come back.
The only thing that I got annoyed with was Ziggler like calling him back.
No, yeah.
That last spear was just perfect.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Just like
I thought it was funny too, but
like the first time I was like annoyed. I was like, why? And then
why?
the second time I was like, it's funny. It's funny.
and then the third time,
Third time, fuck the further time. Yeah. So what else? What else we got?
AJ and Ricochet.
AJ and Rico chat.
Rakocket.
As who said that?
Jericho.
Jericho on his podcast said Rakocket, and that's a little funnier. But I still like Rico Chet. He's from Kentucky, so he's got that like look. I don't know what Kentuckians look like, but look.
I guess him.
I guess Rico. What were your thoughts? I'm gonna be honest. I was on my phone a lot on this.
I know.
In this pay per view.
I saw both of you
I
guys.
think we both were.
Like we couldn't get into it. Like at some point during the show, me and Ray were in a legitimate feud.
Yeah. I had to break it up.
There was
We were creating our own SummerSlam.
at that point, even though I was mad at Ray, I was like, this is gonna be great for the podcast tomorrow. It's gonna be perfect. Like yeah.
I don't even know what was said. All of a sudden, I turn around and you guys are like,
So this is during the Shane and and Kevin Owens match, but he's like, what does that say in the back of Kevin Owens? Fight Toronto, fight, and I was like, no, it says fight Toto, fight. Like I was being sarcastic, but for some reason Ray, I guess, didn't get it, or maybe he did. He's just like wasn't funny.
It wasn't funny.
Well, whatever, bro. Like I don't know what I said after that, but he slapped me in the face
I
again.
didn't know.
He slapped me in the face again.
No, I did not slap him.
It was-
I
it was-
fake
it was-
slapped it.
It was a tap, and then I was like, oh, how would you like it? And then I went,
No contact was made.
contact was made.
No
I felt
contact
it.
was made.
I could have
Until
sued
he
him.
slapped me, and then that's when it all went down.
I could have white person sued him for little contact.
But you're Mexican, so it doesn't matter.
That's what I said. White person sued you.
Whatever.
I would have won.
Anyway,
But anyways,
I think there was one point at the show that like Oscar and I were like both on our phones, and I don't know, Tim might have, and like you like looked over at me and you're like, was that match good? I don't fucking know.
I remember.
well, I remember during this feud of ours, Tim over here was asking you if you went back to work on Tuesday. And you just like no sold him.
Yeah,
You were
I
just
didn't hear
quiet.
He
Really?
did answer me at some point, didn't
I
he?
heard. No, he never did.
that. I thought I did. I
Yeah, you said you go back tomorrow or something. Yeah, I remember you telling me.
No, he asked if I went back to work Monday, and I said no, I'm going back Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
I remember that.
But
now.
I think Tim was trying to break the silence after our fight, so he asked you.
Well, then he should have asked a better question than that. It's a short answer.
You go back to work.
I'm not
on
going to
Tuesday?
elaborate on me going back to work.
Because I said yeah.
I did say
didn't
I
say it?
answered him.
You said nothing. Because
No,
I looked
I
back.
said
I
I'm-
looked back at Tim, and he was just like, Tim was like, he didn't answer me.
I just went back to watching the match.
I thought I did.
But anyways,
Whatever.
Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens, was that a good match for you guys?
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I didn't pay attention right now.
I thought it was pretty
Well, we
good.
kind of just skipped over. AJ and Ricochet was a really
Oh
good
yeah,
match.
AJ and Ricochet.
You guys didn't really watch it, but I watched it and I thought it was. I'd give it 4 stars.
Yeah, they pulled off some pretty amazing things.
Not
in
as
that
good as their
match.
first match.
But I mean, it was all right. Like I don't need to see another AJ versus Ricochet match, if I'm being honest. But like, if it happens,
Right.
I'm all here for it.
I give it 3 stars. one for Ricochet's outfit that he was wearing there because it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
The second star for the match was okay.
How do you know?
I was paying
You
attention.
weren't watching. You just admitted
for
you
part
weren't
of it.
watching.
No, he asked about. You said Shane and Kevin.
Yeah.
That match I did not pay attention to.
You were listening. You're watching.
We're talking about Ricochet and AJ. Different match.
Roll the tape.
Show the footage.
Roll the
Whatever.
tape.
Okay, so let's keep moving
All right.
forward. Now we're on Kevin and AJ.
Yeah.
You mean Kevin and
Or
Shane.
Kevin and Shane. Whatever. AJ.
Kevin and Shane. Yeah. I thought this was a good match. I don't know about you, but maybe it's because it's Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens can do no wrong right now.
Yeah.
So far, they haven't fucked him up. Luckily, I don't know. They fucked him up in the past, but like he's kind of coming back, right?
It was, yeah. It was okay. It was just predictable.
Yeah. Well,
It was predictable the second that they put Kevin's career on the line.
I expected more of it, or more from it, to be honest. I expected Shane.
Right.
I expected Shane to throw more at Kevin. Bring out more people to try and help him, but I don't know. It was fine.
yeah, it was
Right.
fun. It was just fine,
Right.
But for me, it didn't really matter because, like Tim said, we kind of knew once the stipulation was made, like Kevin Owens wasn't going to lose because Shane could lose and nothing happens.
Right, because there was no stipulation for him.
Right.
Yeah, there's no consequence.
If
for,
they would have put his career on the line, and I mean the storyline can keep going, and I mean maybe Shane's gonna do something and they'll face it the next pay-per-view, Clash of Champions, whatever.
right?
But I mean, realistically, do you want to see that?
No,
Not really.
I don't want to say that.
I mean, I don't really care. I'm at the point now where when Shane first came back and started wrestling, it was like, okay, something different. Not the best thing in the world, but something different. And now it's just like,
Boo.
I'd like to see Kevin move on to bigger and better things.
Right.
right,
Me too.
Kofi.
Kofi Mania.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of ready for that too. I'm ready for well, let's get to that. First of all, let's get to all the sucky matches first. Ember Moon and Bailey. That's Botch Slam or Botch Bam. I don't know.
Botchamania.
Botchamania right there. I'm just trying to come up with like
Worst match of the night for
worst
me.
match of the night. Bailey missing an elbow by like 2 feet.
Her ponytail got in the way.
Like, I don't know.
That was perfect.
I think someone mentioned that there's like more botches in that match. I just wasn't watching. That's why. I just looked up for like a second and saw that one elbow.
I remember that because you looked up and then you like looked over at me and you're like, did she really just miss that?
Yeah. Was this after or before our feud?
It would have been after.
Would've been
I think
after.
we were kind of like over it at that point.
Yeah. Over our feud?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Over whatever happened.
Yeah. Kind of like that slap a couple years ago.
Yeah.
It was over.
You got your retribution.
I didn't.
Yeah.
That wasn't
Last
my
night?
slap.
Last night. Yeah.
That wasn't my slap. You know how I know that wasn't my slap? Because you retaliated. You hit me.
Yeah.
Which then led to me jumping on you and putting you in a headlock.
And then
Yeah, and then he really punched me like on my shoulder and it hurt in my neck.
If I would have heard a slap, then that would have been retaliation. I didn't hear nothing. I didn't hear a slap or punch or anything.
See, so I didn't get my slap.
whose fucking friend are you?
Mine.
I'm my own friend.
Who's walking home tonight? Better start going now.
There's Uber.
You better start buying some ramen noodles, bro. Oh man,
That was great.
can we tell Eric a story? Tell Eric a story. So Eric, when we were coming to the studio, there's this like I want to say homeless guy, but he said he got robbed, and he walks up to us. He's like, "Hey, you guys got cash?" I was like, "I don't have cash." First of all, I don't have cash. It's 2019. No one carries cash around, hardly ever. But second, then he's like, "Well, do you guys at least got ramen noodles?" I was like, "Do we look like we're
Who the fuck carries ramen noodles?
Yeah, let me just take it out of my back pocket.
Yeah.
First of all, this guy did not look homeless at all. Like, he was walking around in normal people clothes, wearing a backpack. He
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you deal with that often? Leaving the studio?
Well, there was, I don't know if I ever told you about this one. Not really at the studio so much, but this one time at band camp, no. Anyway, no, this one time I was going down the loop in almost a similar situation.
The loop is always like that.
Right. But basically, excuse me. this guy comes up to me. He's like, hey, man, he's giving me this whole story about he used to be a veteran, which hopefully was true.
Right.
But anyway, my point is, he goes, hey, man, you got any cash on you? Or, you can't just bear some change. I'm like, sorry, man, I don't have anything on me. And he's like, well, I mean, you got a debit card, don't you? There's an ATM inside.
Right.
I'm like, okay. Like, whatever, dude. Like,
Yeah.
that's kind of like, really?
That's when it's like, all right.
Don't extort me for money, or don't don't try to guilt trip me into giving you money.
I mean, here's the thing. I have a job that gives me money.
Yeah, get a job.
Get a job, you'll have money.
Even if it's a sucky job.
Right.
Us Mexicans, we've sucked it up.
I see places all the time that have hiring signs.
Emos is hiring, guys. That sign's been up for like half a year.
Right.
Where the fuck are you with the job application?
People are just lazy.
You know?
Right.
Someone's got to spread that mozzarella. It doesn't just get on there on itself. Now let's get to the good matches. We probably skipped over one or two. I want to say we...
Whatever. I think we just go on.
Yeah, okay, so let's talk Kofi versus Randy, because I thought this was a great match for the most part.
This was the best built-up match for this entire card.
Beautifully, I was ready for Randy to bring that title back home to St. Louis.
Yeah.
It was great up until the end.
Yeah, up until the end, not a big fan. Bullshit, as people were claiming. Right. Agree or disagree?
Agree.
So, what?
It was. I think it's just a way for them to continue this story. I don't like it. First of all, we were talking about this last night. When was their ref even counting? I didn't even hear the 10 count.
Yeah, we didn't hear it. The bell just rang, and I was like, "What the fuck just happened?"
I went back and still didn't hear it.
Oh, you did go back?
Yeah, I went back to try and find, and I couldn't hear it, and they never positioned the camera to the ref to show, like, because even if you see him with his hands going up, like, you can kind of tell, okay, he's counting, but they never showed the ref, and I could never hear it.
Right. Yeah. Never heard it. Me, my eagle ears.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, I'm okay with the story continuing because I like the two people in it, and I think those two have a lot of great chemistry together. And I don't want to see Kofi rushed through people, because at that point it gets boring. I mean, right? Because if every pay-per-view you're facing a different person.
Right.
I mean,
which he has been.
Right.
Since Mania.
So let's give him a good feud, and I think Orton is the right person. If he's the one to take the title off of him, I don't really know who would be the rebound. Like, so if Orton wins, who would Orton go? Who would come after Orton for the title?
Yeah, they're like they're low on like good guys over on SmackDown.
Roman probably.
So
oh yeah, he's on SmackDown. I forgot.
Right.
He's always on Raw.
But I'm not ready for him in the title picture yet.
Yeah.
So I would like to see Kofi continue to win, and then build up like Bray Wyatt a little bit more, and have him win, or realistically, I think you said it last night. Heel Mustafa Ali.
Yeah.
Like, that would be perfect as well.
Yeah. That story writes itself.
Right. Yeah. Right. So, I think that's the way they should go. Are they going to go that way? I have no idea.
No one knows.
But until then, I'm just enjoying Kofi, Randy, and whatever brilliance comes from that.
All right. Now, The Fiend versus Finn Balor.
Dude, this is like the best part of the whole show, I think. Just his entrance music alone, like the entire entrance of him was just spot on.
Right. Like I liked the Walking Dead aspect of it, where he just like his lantern had like his head on it, like his head mold, like kind of like a mask.
Right.
And I was like, I even told Tim, I was like, dude, this is like right out of the fucking Walking Dead when they killed Henry and all those people.
Dude, that was like some creepy shit. Like I have not seen anything like that, like
in a long time.
In my lifetime, at least.
It's creepy, but it's amazing at the same time.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I don't know how much creative control Bray has been given for his character, but if this is coming from his mind, you could clearly see that he is 100% behind the Fiend, the Bray Wyatt character, and he's just going, next level stuff with it. Like, that lantern was huge.
That dude's a genius.
Literally the same entrance music, just different, like, style.
Yeah.
And it fit. So...
Yeah, I thought it worked. You know?
Right.
And the match was good too. Finn got a little more offense in there, more than I thought he would. I thought it would have been like a squash. And some people are complaining that it wasn't a squash, but
the only problem I had with the match was when Bray took Finn and kind of like, snapped his neck.
looked like he killed him.
He pretty much no-sold that because a few minutes after that, he just got back up and started, getting some offense, and that it should have ended after that.
That should have been his new finisher, just like that neck snap.
Because realistically, you die from that shit.
Right.
Yeah. So like that, because the mandible claw, as cool as it is, that neck snap looked pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was like, is that his new finisher? Because if that's it, I'm all for it, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would have liked to have seen a little bit, like for the finish. Like, I would have liked to see a little bit more to that, and because if Finn Balor is taking time off at this point, because I mean that's kind of the rumor, he's going to take some time off and then come back to face the Fiend versus the Demon, which I like. I like that idea as well. I would have liked to have seen Balor kind of get a little bit more, like not get up as easy as he did.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because he got right back up right after like the lights went out.
Or the lights go out and the Fiend and Balor are gone.
Ooh.
So then now you really don't know.
Right.
Well, that strobing effect that they had on the ramp when he was leaving? Like, I thought it would have been way cooler if like Finn was like over his shoulder, like carrying him out. Like, and then you see Bray Wyatt turn his head, look back to the camera. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like that would have been like a cooler way to end the match or that part of the show.
Have some sort of like suspense there of like, holy shit, like
You mean actual storytelling, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Or maybe incorporate Firefly Funhouse for like the next couple of days or weeks.
Yeah.
Like have Balor be locked somewhere or
Yeah,
do something.
Right.
And if they do the Demon versus the Fiend at some point, they build up the Demon character as this like undefeated, gimmick. I think the Fiend would be an acceptable person to defeat the Demon.
What about a tag team?
Fiend and the Demon?
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be cool. I mean, it'd be pretty funny to see Finn Balor in the Firefly Funhouse.
Yeah.
Right.
Firefly Finn,
Yeah.
Oh shit! That's a good one. We put that in the pocket right now. It's on camera now, so if anyone ever takes it, suing your ass. Anyways, main event: Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins. I'm gonna say I think this was the match we were hoping to get at WrestleMania.
I think it was supposed to be. It was just timing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because WrestleMania that was the first match of the night officially, and it went by like what was it, like 4 or 5 minutes, really quick. This match lasted a solid 10, 12 minutes longer, but more exciting and more like we didn't know if Seth Rollins was gonna win again. Like I think we were all like Brock is gonna win.
Maybe that's why they did this rematch, because they weren't given the proper time at Mania, and they wanted to, just redo the whole thing and give it, more time, give it a better
So maybe
match.
like reestablish Rollins as a big babyface.
That makes sense.
So take away the title so he can win it back from Brock, so that because like that first run was terrible, just Baron Corbin every single like pay-per-view.
Right.
I mean, I like Baron Corbin, but like Kofi's had different opponents, and Baron Corbin has always been the opponent for Seth in his run, so it's just it was kind of boring.
I don't like having the same opponents go at it like month after month. I like new and fresh matchups, and Seth we weren't getting that with his first run.
Exactly. So I wasn't feeling it.
But definitely match of the night for me.
Yeah. But you?
I would agree.
Match of the night? Yeah. I mean, I felt like Randy versus Kofi would have been a match of the night had they not just abruptly ended it.
Right.
But I'm hoping that there's like a really good payoff at least.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think that they're going to build the story a little bit more.
Right.
If they don't, they're stupid. Because,
yeah.
It's just not a way to end.
Yeah.
But
no.
Overall, I mean, I think that Brock to have the closure on Brock and Rollins, which I mean that story might not be over either, but
Let's hope
like
it
you
is.
said, that was almost a little bit of closure to the story.
Right.
You know,
Right.
have Brock go away for a little bit. Like I said, I don't want to see Brock in a title picture. I want to see him as a special attraction coming back for SummerSlam, Mania, but put him against those guys that really will benefit from being there. You know,
Right.
like your Matt Riddle, your Lars Sullivan. If that was going to be the case, I mean, he's kind of gone now, but you know, those guys that can use that match. Kofi Kingston, for all I care.
Right.
You know.
Hopefully, yeah. So, I mean, I'm hoping for that. So, yeah. So, match SummerSlam. I give it a 5 out of 10. 5. Well, we're doing 5 stars, right?
Yeah.
So I'd give it like a 1.5 out of 5. Like it just didn't live up, you know. Like that 1 star was the Seth versus Brock. The point, okay, 2 out of 5 because the other half was Fiend, and then the 0.5 was Orton and Kofi. Yeah, so 2 out of 5s.
I give it a 2.5. I'm adding in the pre-show.
Okay, in the pre-show.
Adding another half for Edge. And,
Edge.
yeah.
We didn't even talk about that. Edge.
I'm surprised that we didn't.
Edge hit a spear. He said he would never give a spear because he wouldn't be cleared to do anything in the ring physically. No punches, not even punch. I don't think he's ever even thrown a punch.
No.
You know, like, and so for me, I was just like, when I saw the spear, I was like, what the fuck?
How did this get approved?
Right.
Who approved this?
It
And,
was definitely a what the fuck moment.
who can I thank for this moment?
Right.
Exactly.
Probably not Vince.
Not Vince.
Oh, we got him.
We got him. Oh man, but yeah, I think the show is pretty good for the most part, and I'm glad that Edge made a return. Oh, you know what we missed? Trish Stratus and Charlotte.
Oh.
That's the match we forgot. Quick
Yeah.
thoughts.
Meh.
Yeah.
It was okay. I mean,
Actually, this was the match I really didn't pay attention to.
Oh. Out of all the matches,
There were some matches that I,
out of all the matches, this is the one.
it was too quickly put together. I wasn't invested in it. You know, especially, I mean, it was Trish's last match, but that wasn't, I didn't find that out until the match was going on and it was on Twitter.
Is it though? Is it her last match?
She said it was.
That's what they all
Never
say.
say never. I mean, come on. CM Punk will be back next week.
Maybe.
That's what we were saying 3 years ago.
That's what we were saying.
Early prediction. If it happens, you're welcome.
Right.
If it doesn't, then oh well.
Oh, well. All right, guys. Well, we're going to take a quick break. You guys can listen to our sponsors and our list of people that help make this show possible. But when we come back, we're going to have Ricky Cruz in studio to talk to his how life has been going since coming back to wrestling, and about some other stuff that we have some serious talking to do.
Yeah.
That we're going to bring up.
Ricky was one of our favorite guests when we were doing our live show on Riot Radio.
Yep.
So a lot of good memories with that, and then we'll see what else we can talk about.
The only person to ever chop this chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the few.
One of the few for Ray. Ray's kind of a slut when it comes to the chops.
Right.
You know. So anyways, guys, we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.